Hello and welcome to Post Budget 2025. What's happened? So, do you know about the VAT changes made? I'm here with Les Howard, VAT Specialist, and we're going to do a very quick update on what the changes are and what this might mean for you. So, the first option to discuss, since our last video, the VAT threshold will remain the same for now, which I think is absolutely fantastic news, and I think we can all breathe a massive sigh of relief over that. But Les, what are your thoughts to this?
I do think Rachel Reeves gave it some serious thought. She obviously bounced it around her team in the Treasury. She asked the MPs. She gauged response from business organisations, and she's weighing up the economic and the political factors. And that's a decision. It's what it is.
It is what it is then. Do you think it could be a possible red herring?
No, I think it was a serious option. I'm sure Rachel Reeves gave it considerable thought, and that was her decision on the day. That's her job. That's what we pay her to do.
So, other changes that have been made. The first one that comes to mind so far is the business donations of goods to charity. Les, would you like to just expand on that a little bit?
Okay, so very briefly, and we're recording this the day after the budget, so we've not read every detail at the moment, but we're already familiar with a £50 gift threshold for businesses. So basically, that's going to be increased either to £100 or £200, depending on the type of goods. And that of itself raises all sorts of questions. How do you value the goods? What will be the definitions of those goods? One of the things that's mentioned in the post-budget information is that white goods will qualify. Now, a lot of charities don't accept white goods because they're not equipped to refurbish them. So if you're a business giving away white goods, do make sure the charity can receive them. And turning to the charities, obviously they'll be pleased if they've got a better source of more goods that they can resell. Their onward sale will be zero rated, and there are conditions for that, so they'll need to make sure that those conditions are met. The new rules will allow charities to use these goods in their charity as well as for resale purposes, and we'll need to wait to see what the detailed rules are on that issue. Again, charities will need to take advice on that. And finally, if the charity is using retail gift aid, they need to make sure the paperwork is in order. I think what we're saying in part is watch out for next year, nearer to when the rules come into force, and we'll do a bite-sized video on business gifts.
Thank you. So, more on that at a later date. So, the second thing that's been changed is the VAT on private hire vehicles. Now, again, Les, I think that's over to you again to discuss what those particular changes are.
Okay, so there's been long-running VAT appeals on private hire vehicles and tour operator margin scheme and other related issues, and that is still ongoing. And the changes are essentially HMRC's response to that. This change comes into force at the start of 2026. So taxi drivers and taxi firms, as well as app providers, will need to make sure they're up to speed on the changes. Wherever you are in the chain of supply, make sure you've got a clear contract. VAT rules depend on who is supplying what and to whom, and that will still be the question that will be asked. The new rules coming into force in early 2026 will prevent the big taxi app firms from using the tour operators margin scheme. So essentially there'll be a higher VAT cost in the supplies that they make.
So, the third and final thing that we're going to discuss today, really quickly, is VAT on Motability and the changes that are happening there. Now, this could also be seen as quite confusing, so we are just going to give a very quick layout on what this actually could mean.
Okay, so HMRC have been concerned that the Motability rules have been abused for a number of years. So there's already been restrictions brought in in previous years. So, for instance, a purchaser could only purchase another vehicle with a 3-year gap, and users will probably be familiar with that. If you're a dealer providing Motability rules, one of the things you'll need to be aware of is the detailed new rules, and obviously to check the eligibility of purchasers. That's long been an issue for concern, and customers will need to be aware of the new rules regarding top-up payments and how that would apply. So again, the rules don't come in until 2026, but it does mean that dealers and potential customers can do their homework so they're ready for the new rules being implemented.
So at the moment, we are obviously still waiting for more information to be able to come out. More updates will arise as we know more information. In the meantime, if you want to keep up to date with these VAT bite-sized videos, do like and subscribe to our channel and you'll be the first to know. Thank you very much.